Hi, welcome to Sister Please with me, Khizra Munir, and my guest today, Mishayl Naek.
Hey guys.
It's okay for me. It's a very exciting episode because we've been on a break, and I have been harassing Mishayl to be on the podcast since it started. And she was like, "Yeah, we'll just do it," and it just never happened. And then I decided that my return episode was going to have Mishayl on it.
Yes, and that's
Thank you
true.
so much for being on the podcast.
My pleasure. And in my defense, I have been very MIA because I discovered I was pregnant again. Which I told Khizra, I'm so sorry. I've been so flaky.
I was like, wait, you were.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, yeah. So I'm just happened to be continuously pregnant for 2 years. This is my skit, like my sitcom joke, my Chris Rock moment.
So Mishayl, I know of Mishayl before we met. And I have always known Mishayl not as the economist that she used to be. I mean, you have like a state bank background.
Yeah, a long
so
one.
I know Mishayl because there were moms in my network and they would talk about Mishayl Naek of the Yummy Mummy and Me community page on Facebook. And so that's how I heard it. And then when we met, and I was like, oh, you're that Mishayl.
I remember this at Evergreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so this is that Mishayl. This is like a celebrity moment.
No, not at all. Especially not anymore. Now there's so many influencer moms out there who are so much younger and doing so many interesting things.
No, but you are like one of the, I'm just going to say, you are one of the OG queen bees of the Facebook community pages.
That's true.
So how did Yummy Mummy happen?
So Yummy Mum, first of all, the name's ironic, okay? Because we all, our halat is so kharab, okay, when you have a child, okay? And at that point, it started 10 years ago with my first daughter, Ilham. Yummy Mummy was like this trending term, and I thought it was really ridiculous because everyone looked horrible. So I actually started it just for my own friends and family. Because I was a single mom at the time, and I needed answers and questions and just a feeling of support. So it was a really tiny community of just our friends and family, and it just really blossomed very organically into like a larger community. It's still very small. It's around 4,000, 4,500 members, because I wanted to keep it small because it should be at heart a community space.
And why did you think you needed to create a space on Facebook to ask all these questions? Is that a problem that we, like women who are just having their first kid, are facing, that you can't literally go to like your friends and family and ask these questions?
Yeah, so I think I did because I was on my phone so much. I used to joke that my kid thinks my phone is her father, okay? Because I think it was just such an easy and accessible thing, and also allowed me to link up with people internationally. So I had my cousins abroad, or I had my friends from college. So it allowed me to kind of add people. That's actually a really good question. Why did I do it on Facebook? But yeah, it was just like such an easy, like quick way, instead of doing a WhatsApp group, which maybe I would do now.
Yeah.
Did I just say what's up instead of WhatsApp?
You said
I
WhatsApp.
totally
It's okay.
said
No, you
what's
said
up.
WhatsApp.
Okay,
You said WhatsApp.
this is age, guys. The Facebook at that point.
What's the platform?
It was really
there
cool.
was no TikTok, there was no like Instagram at that point.
There was
It
nothing
Facebook.
else. It was only Facebook, and it was still cool to be on Facebook.
Yeah, but like, I love the inclusive aspect of it, that you're sort of opening sort of the doors to a wider community, because there are, and I've realized this with a lot of Facebook pages, that we are more confident about asking strangers questions that we would hesitate to ask, like our loved ones or our friends, for fear of judgment.
Absolutely.
Did you have those, those moments on the page?
Yes, for sure. We still, and in fact, I think it's become a lot worse than it was maybe 5 years ago. We were still more open about our problems and our issues. We weren't so scared of like what everyone would say, or like, oh, kisko pata chal jayega. That's a big problem as Facebook communities have grown. So there's more anonymous posting now, and I think across the board in all pages, all groups. But initially, because it was so small, and it was like 200-300, and although we all knew each other, it wasn't so intimate as saying it one-on-one. Their moms were definitely very vocal about how they felt, and how, because motherhood is motherhood, right? Like, it's very, especially in a desi environment, to sit there and say that I am not doing okay, because it comes across as being ungrateful. And when you get that,
and motherhood is supposed to be this time which you're supposed to be happy and glowing. It's the best thing to ever happen to you.
The best thing happened to you.
Contradicts that narrative.
It's really criticizing you are ungrateful or nazar lagaogi, and there's so many people out there who would die to be in your position. I'm like, yeah, of course, but before I was a mom, or any mom was a mom, you were also yourself. you
Yeah.
know? So like it's really easy to lose that in becoming a parent, especially in this very like fishbowl environment, you know?
So recently you put up this post and I'm on the Yummy Mummy
Yeah,
page
yeah.
because we collaborated on a project together and Mishayl added me to the group.
But
So
I
no
do,
children,
but I do add, I
yeah,
do this a lot. I call them mommy adjacent, okay? And I'm like, yeah, okay, like, because it's good to have that, like,
Yeah.
alternate viewpoint.
And I think I also commented, so you recently put up this post after Alia,
Alia.
and you were just like, are any other new moms just hating the reflection in the
Yeah.
mirror? And I'm a confident, independent woman. I don't need validation from anybody, but I am just finding my physical self
Unbearable, okay? And it is weird because you're sitting there being like, I'm 41, almost 42. You know, I had my daughter Alia recently at the age of 40 after a 10-year gap.
Myth busting.
Yeah.
Lacey's bust that
Yeah.
myth.
My gynae was like, yeah, okay, everyone is very fertile here, okay? And while you're pregnant, like I'm pregnant again, like you have this big tummy and you're enjoying it or whatever, and you lose it, and all of a sudden you're still kind of looking the same, and you're not fitting into anything. Your friends are looking awesome and going out because their kids are like teenagers or getting married. You know, the age is so much difference. And no one is talking about none of these moms are talking about the fact that you feel kind of shitty. You know, like you feel like you're under so much pressure to bounce back immediately.
Yeah.
You know, whether and it's all cultures. It's here, it's abroad, it's everywhere. You know, like you have the Beyonce having a big halftime show, like, you know, 3 months after she had her twins. So you feel a lot of pressure to look the way you did, and you can't. It's really hard. You're exhausted. Like you have a little baby to take care of. Like you're not losing the weight as fast as you did. You gained a lot of weight because you thought it was all cute and roly-poly at that time.
Yeah.
And it feels very vain. Like you feel very vain to say this out loud. But I remember posting it and seeing the comments, and there were so many moms who said, yeah, it's in fact it's 1 year postpartum we're feeling shitty, or it's 2 years postpartum we're still feeling shitty. So it's not like I was looking for answers of like an exercise regime.
You just needed to know that you weren't alone in feeling like that.
And feeling like yeah, I want to look good, man. I want to go and open my closet and wear a cute outfit and have, you know, hair that's not frizzy or falling out, or skin that doesn't have pigmentation and, you know, postnatal acne. And everyone's like, oh, you should make time to go to the salon or this. Man, you don't have time, okay? You just don't. If you're working and you're hustling and you got kids and you got older kids and you got a baby and like the masi hasn't come and your nanny has run away and all this shit's happening, and a husband, poor guy, okay? You know,
he's there also.
He's there too. He has his own
He's also
thing.
very hands-on. But despite that, it is a big deal to have babies in the house. It takes up a lot of your time.
Yeah, it sucks you pretty dry. I mean, I love my kids. I love them to death. But they've sucked the marrow out of my bones, Kizra. Okay? Like they've choosified me.
They're
okay?
so cute also.
I know, they're so cute and I love them. But like, and it's okay to be like, I miss me. Like, I miss being me and being able to get up and go out and not have to, you know, like micromanage 5,000 things for it to happen. And the second you get in that car, you start missing the kids, or you start freaking out that something bad's going to happen, so you don't even relax.
So despite all of this, and despite the fact that you had just had a baby, I have like a very strong recollection of the fact that you and I met earlier last year or this year, and we were just like, we're going to do something, and we were potentially working on a project, and you were just like, I need to do this to feel sane, to feel like myself and not go crazy. And I feel like we kind of sort of, that part of you gets lost.
Super lost.
But that's something that's very you also. You're like, I was just telling your husband, I was like, she's like a neat entrepreneur. Like at every point that I have known Mishayl, she's like, I have to do this, Kisra. I'm going to be launching this. I'm starting this. I'm doing this. And if it doesn't happen. So Mishayl and I were going to be working together on a business. And it was a week before launch, and the whole world changed. The pandemic happened. 1 week.
That was so crazy.
Literally
1 week.
before the shutters were supposed to go up. But you bounced back. The minute things settled down, you launched Pinky Gul, which was a concept store that Mishayl had been working on, and she, like, it was literally a passion project. And you launched that. And despite like having a child and like responsibilities and everything, where does that need for like being involved in something or having something of your own come
I'm
from?
actually thinking about. I don't think this maternity break of mine has been the longest I haven't worked since I was 18. It's just, I come from a household of professionals. I come from a household of people who work, like, I joke that my dad is in his, I shouldn't say this, he might get upset, in his 70s, okay? But, you know, and he still works, gets up at Fajr, and at Maghrib his day ends, you know, like, so, but it's a satisfaction too, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't you feel so satisfied at the end of the day when you shut your phone down and you put your laptop down and you're like, okay, I accomplished XYZ today, so I can now put on my Netflix and I can chill and I feel really good, you know? Like, I get a lot of satisfaction from working. It feels really, really good. And I remember when Pinky Goes was about to open, it was in April, right?
Yeah.
And everything shut down a week before. Like, everything we had to pause, and we had that long break in the middle. And I'm just sitting there with this shop ready, toilet paper rolled in the toilet paper, you know, like,
Yeah, hand soap bottles.
yeah,
that were, like
exactly,
custom bought and everything.
everything ready. The team I'm still paying, you know, because like the manager and stuff. Because I'm like, okay, I can't let them go, and also like, what will they do?
Yeah.
And I think in October I was like, I gotta open because I need to work. I need to get out, and I need to feel the satisfaction of just, I don't know, like, but it's also how I meet people, right? Like, I met you through work. I met so many people I met my husband through work, you know? So actually,
Cupcake day.
yeah, exactly. He was my cupcake bae, you know? So it's how I interact with people, it's how I learn and how I stay fresh and how I learn what's happening in the world. Otherwise, we're in such silos in Karachi, you know?
Yeah.
You live in such a small, tiny sub-community of a sub-community of a sub-community. So if you want to have a little bit of engagement and like interest outside of your tiny little clique, I tell people go work.
But I'm just going to be a little candid here. So
Yeah.
there's this perception that people who are sort of privileged, in a place of privilege, like your income is not directly feeding you or something, and that they don't have to be so pushed to work. And you know, for someone like you, if Pinky Gold didn't work out the first time, why should I do this?
Yeah.
I
Totally.
can figure something else out.
Totally.
I can do something that's more comfortable. Why don't I launch a fashion line
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
But you still decided you were going to do the hard thing. Where you actually had to
Start
be
the community space,
like,
okay?
calling people and messaging
Yeah.
people and being like, come to my space
Yeah.
and do this,
Yeah.
and standing with, like, you know, you're literally standing with the architects and the
Oh my
carpenters
God,
and be
I
like,
know.
"Bhai, ye kab
I know,
hoga?"
I swear.
So-
You remember that, me screaming
I
at them?
remember
Okay.
that, and like you constantly keep coming back to like, no, but this is what I want to do because I believe in it.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm pregnant. Yes, I'm exhausted, but
Oh, yeah, I'm still reopening, guys. By the way, I'm still doing it. Like,
she's reopening
and
again
rebranding
with a
it and
pivot
doing
rebranding it.
and like doing a pivot and taking what I learned over the last 2 years and changing the direction a little bit now of Pinky Go, where initially it was supposed to be like this women's only safe. It is still a safe space and still is for women, but I'm just opening it up more because there are also people who are. This is not answering your question at all. I just realized, but.
It doesn't matter.
I know. I am extremely privileged. I'm the first person to say I am extremely privileged that I could take the hits of Pinky Gold financially. It did like totally kill my savings.
Yeah.
And it really, and I think all of us entrepreneurs who are in this kind of space, the concept space, really have taken a hit because we all communicate and we talk. And we've all taken a hit over the last 2 to 3 years. But because buying power is lower. It's the economy. You completely understand.
Yeah.
I actually shut down for the last 6 months because I was like, I need to just be still and see where everything heads out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it is like a ghada, like attitude of me, like I'm still gonna reopen now.
No, and you're still doing the. Does this make financial sense?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
even the
of
project
course,
we were
of
working
course.
on, you were like, this is the budget I have.
Yeah.
I cannot put more than this in
Yeah.
this because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this going to work?
But you have to, like, you can't be so privileged that you're burning money. Like, that's crazy, you know? Like, I still say that Pinky Gold should run my house. Like,
Yeah, we had this
and I
conversation.
tell my husband this because I made him like come on board with me. Now I'm like, Pinky Gold any business you do should not, I understand the need for a hobby and I understand that, but I think for women especially, and I always stress this especially for women, don't do it as a hobby. Chalao your ghar with it, because that will give you financial freedom and an independence that makes you a different person. It gives you a different trajectory and it opens up so much for you in life if you take it extremely seriously.
Yeah, and I think I just shared it on the Instagram. It was this clip of Judge Judy, where she's just like, a lot of, and it's a very Western worldview. For Pakistan, you have to sort of customize it a bit, but she's just like, if you give up your financial independence for a partner, you're going to be stuck. And when we read these community pages on Facebook, there's so many women, I cannot be in this situation, but I can't leave this situation. I can't go back to my parents. I can't take care of myself. I now have a kid. I can't do this on my own. I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And again, the local perspective on that is that a lot of women don't give up financial independence. They were never given the financial independence. They were handed over from their father's home to their husband's home.
Yeah.
So financial independence उनको दी ही नहीं गई, which is so it's about creating a culture of women who are financially independent and changing that mindset.
Absolutely.
कि मियाँ के घर जा रही हो तुम्हें पैसे की ज़रूरत क्यों है?
Yeah. No, you still need your money and you still need your savings. A single parent for 10 years. Like I left my husband when Ilham was a baby. And I did it and I managed to do it because I was financially independent and I was financially free and I had savings and I could go to my parents' house. Yes, absolutely, open the doors and they were very welcoming, they were taking care of me, but I was able to say this is exactly what I want to do because I don't have to ask permission from anyone.
Exactly.
You know?
You have, and I really like, the aspiration is that the narrative shifts.
Yeah.
That it is not just us privileged women who can make these decisions. Yes, I have a job, I can earn money. Every woman should be able to get out of an abusive situation or have that opportunity or have someone around her that enables her to be like, I can handle this.
Yeah.
Financially, I will be able to handle this. I will figure it out. So I think the conditioning and the narrative and the thought process needs to change.
It is conditioning, and I'm seeing it in these 30-year-old girls who are like, oh, we want to go abroad, or we want to do this, or we want to leave our family's house. So I'm like, okay, so do it.
Yeah.
Like, what is stopping you from doing it? Apart from your own mind of like, what will log kya kahenge, mere maa baap kya kahenge? And also, if you are sitting at home and you're financially dependent on your parents, and again, I'm talking about a very privileged community of young women, you are not allowing yourself opportunities. You yourself are saying that I want to have the comfort of this, but also have the aspiration of that. Hustle, do it for yourself. Just do it. Like it is an amazing feeling to do the hard work.
For parents.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of the times, there needs to be a balance in how we give advice to girls. It can't always be, and because I always feel it when I read advice on social platforms, like, no, just get out of this toxic situation. I'm just like, but it's
you can't.
My family.
Yeah, exactly. I can't just sit there and disown everyone.
The change has to be like, it's not just on the girl. You are in this situation because you are not strong enough to get up and leave. Just leave.
It's not that easy. It is not that easy.
Just leave those toxic. No, it's not that easy.
It's not that, and it's scary, especially as a woman here. I mean, like going and paying your gas bill and electric bill and all of this. These seem like really simple things, but they're not. Like they're hard. And to go to school with your kid all by yourself and do the parent-teacher meetings by yourself and to sit and have your kid being told that you have no dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yes,
it's still there. It's still there.
It's still there. 2023.
Yeah. And there'll always be judgment on single women because in an amazing way, we're breaking stereotypes, right? Like we're not the spinster sitting at home making sure only taking care of our aging parents because that's what spinster women do, And we're working and traveling and doing what we want to do.
And taking care of our aging.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was going to say that, but that's also an older daughter syndrome, okay?
Oh, yeah. The older daughter.
Yeah, the older daughter is somehow always the one looking after everyone.
Okay? So, like on a more lighter note. So first of all, you have never been shy about your age. And
never. I love it.
I've celebrated on my page that women need to stop thinking that they can only achieve or the time to achieve is only in their 20s.
Yes.
Or in their early 30s.
Yes. This is so
like,
true.
And so, like, now that you've just had a kid,
Yeah.
and you're having another
Yeah.
kid, are people just like, is this your age to be having?
Oh, people get shocked when I tell them how old I am. Because I'm going to be turning 42. I'm not having any more kids though. Let me be very clear. Like I've instructed everyone. But this is such an important point. Like I think we're all conditioned to think that your 20s and your early 30s is the only time you can really make it. And if by 35 you haven't gotten married or done your dream job or gone on your happy vacation, it's over for you, and
You're
should
a failure.
yeah you're a failure and you're a loser, and you should just sit there and rot, okay, and like just start finding out which cupboard of yours is free, okay, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like just start planning like your great, exactly.
When have you taught me?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, someone was saying that to me. I was like, are you crazy? You're like 36, okay? But it's so not true. Like in fact, I love my 40s. I feel like I am much stronger and much more capable of doing things with a lot more wisdom, okay, than I was in my 30s. Like I would recommend people starting a business 100% in their 40s, because you will approach it very differently
and you're a whole
much
like sorted person.
Yes.
Like now I'm just like, nahi karna mujhe.
Yeah.
No, I'm not interested.
You say no.
That's not my vibe.
Yeah, in your 30s you would not say no to shit you didn't want to do.
"Mm."
Yeah, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. What a mistake. I've just burned through all this money now because I couldn't say no. And now you're like, no, flat out. Your 40s are, there's like a whole different thing.
Like, there are women who celebrate their 40s.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and I've always felt it, and that's why, like, for the longest time, I was just like, I'm not going to talk about how old I am. Because I feel like the only women who are technically socially allowed to celebrate, like, have fancy parties and, like, celebrate their 40s are the ones who have touched social milestones, who have, gotten married, who have had like at least one kid, so they've sort of social tasalliyan de chuki, and now they're like, okay, I'm 40 and I'm going to have like this big birthday party.
They're the successful 40s.
Yes, because by 40 they've achieved the milestones.
Yeah, and they're really skinny while doing it. Okay.
They're also skinny.
They're super skinny while doing it with amazing skin.
So
but
like, do you think are there enough single women celebrating like announcing and celebrating? I know one or two friends who've
I'm
done
actually counting it.
Yeah, I know one or two friends who've done it, but it's I don't think
it's not across the board. No,
it's not across the board.
It's not.
Whether they've achieved something, wherever they're placed socially, by income bracket or whatever, I don't see a lot of single women celebrating like their 40th.
No,
because they're just like, oh my god, why should I put like a spotlight on that age? What if like I might have gotten there might be like a guy looking at this and he's just like,
ये तो 40 साल की है, okay? और यार मुझे job नहीं मिलेगा, like
job नहीं मिलेगी, or someone will not like me, or people will just be like old hag,
Yeah, or make fun of you or whatever. Yeah, 100%. But I mean, I think, God, you're so right. I'm thinking of my single friends, few and far between, and who have been really excited and happy to embrace their 40s.
And these are the single friends who are like right up there.
Yeah, and they all are. Like, you guys are all high achievers. Like, like type A, like attracts type A, right?
Yeah.
So we're all, I think, all the women I know are extremely high achievers in whatever like medium or whatever they want to do. So it is rare to find the 40-year-old A, very vocal about being in her 40s, and B, like celebrating her 40s, like because we've been conditioned to that youth is beauty, youth is like what is your security, and it's like your power.
I mean, I've read posts by 28-year-old girls like, I can't find rishtas because I am too old, and I was like,
I'm like, you're a child.
Okay. Excuse me?
You're a child. Okay, so
I can't, like, I didn't get this job because a 22-year-old got it, or I will not find someone who likes me because I'm 28, or there's no rishtas for me because I'm 20. And I was like, are you? Like, you're a toddler.
You actually don't even know who you are.
Your brain is not developed properly.
You actually don't even know who you are in your 20s
and you also
at
don't
all.
know who you want, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Make a proper decision on that.
30s, your 30s are always messed up, right? Like, I joke that my 30s, you look back, you're just kind of fighting with the person who you thought you would be and the person you're turning out to be.
And you're kicking out the person who you used to be, the idiot.
Yes, that idiot.
20s.
Yeah, you're still holding on to that stupid book, okay? Like, that's so true.
The 20s are like the transition until like you turn 40, you're just like,
You stop caring. You're just like, okay, I'm 40 and I'm kind of rocking it. And because my daughter Ilham was teasing me like, oh, you're gonna be in your 50s soon. I was like, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be the hottest 50-year-old around. You wait and see, okay? She's like, what do you mean you're gonna get your Botox? I was like, I'm gonna be covered in Botox, okay?
Yeah. What is your opinion on that?
Oh my god, I love Botox. I am a huge Botox. I am missing my Botox so bad. I've been messaging my dermatologist. I'm like, Nikiba, I can't wait to see you at Lady Dufferin. Okay, just come and give me my Botox while I'm there, you know?
Do you get it for like
I get it for my eyes and over here.
Oh.
I'm totally Botox free right now because I
Stop
can't.
it, I didn't even know like.
Yeah, but I am a huge proponent. I'm extremely open about it.
So I have migraines and I've always been
Oh,
like,
that's what is so good
they're
for
supposed
that.
to be really good for migraines. I've always been like, what if?
No, you
But
should
I
get
hate
it.
anything that becomes a cycle. Like I'm like, what if I don't have money next month and I can't get like my Botox from?
No, you figure out the money for Botox because once you get it done, you're like, okay, I will figure this out somehow.
I'll spend that money on laser.
Yeah. Oh, and laser. Get all of it. I'm like, I call it my denting painting, right? I'm like, if I am an extremely vain person, as you can tell.
But
okay.
also like shamelessly telling people to get this work done.
Yeah, shamelessly because women hide it. I'm like, why are you hiding it? Your Pond's cold cream did not wipe away like your, you know, like lines or your face yoga. I was like, no, that was a chemical, okay?
No, I'm just telling you when I'm moving or threading you.
Yeah, that though I do agree with because that shit's painful, okay? But I do want to get my microblading done.
I will just tell someone I don't want to come or be on camera or do something because I'm just like not.
You're not feeling it.
Yeah.
And that's again totally okay. If you're tired and you want to stay home and you just want to veg out, that's your 40s. That's your 40s. And sometimes you want to party and you go out, not as frequent as it should be probably, and you're exhausted like 2 months afterwards.
Like, no, you've spent the last year in like pajamas and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I literally have. This is the fanciest I've looked in the last 48 hours.
This is Mishayl in like
couture. Yeah. Because every time you come over, I'll be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm in my pajamas. I'm not sorry at all.
She's
okay.
not sorry at all.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
This is couture for
it really
Mishayl.
is.
She's
It really
really
is.
dressed up for
But I'm trying to get because I'm launching my store again. So I'm like, man, I was telling my husband, I was like, yeah, man, I need to get like relevant and like I need to start posting on social media because it's all connected. And I was trailing off and he's like, you're not going to do anything. I was like, yeah, I'll just make Hijra do it, okay? She's not catching on my hints, okay? I really want.
I'll send it.
She hasn't done anything. She sends me like other TikTok accounts or whatever it is. And I'm like, no, I want you to do it, okay?
Oh my god. This was like a really fun conversation.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
I
don't think I answered a single one of your questions.
Okay. But you were so candid about whatever you did answer, and that's exactly the kind of conversation I wanted to have with you.
Well, we should be. Women should stop hiding shit. Like, we really need to stop not talking about how we're feeling and like hiding shit.
Rare, and like I keep throwing this, but you're like one of those rare privileged people who's very like, yes, I'm privileged, but
I'm extremely privileged. I want to be like super rich on my own. I've told you that I want to be incredibly successful on my own.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a very rare breed of women who have done that here, and they are actually not celebrated enough, and they also hide behind the lens for some reason. Like, and I tell them, I try and push them. I'm like, it's kind of incredible what you've done, and you should be proud of yourself, and you should be realizing that you're really breaking a lot of barriers for younger girls out there.
But also, I'm so thankful that you were not like, no, Hijra, I don't want to be on this right now because I'm heavily pregnant. I want to sort of work on myself and let me have a salon day.
No,
and
oh my god, not at all. Okay,
it's the easiest person to book.
You literally came in under toast and pajamas, and I was like, give me 10 minutes.
In the bag.
I was like, wait, I think this dirty dishes. I was like, just give me 10 minutes, I'll be ready. I'm really fast about it.
But this was super easy, but this was also super fun.
I'm glad.
Thank you so much
my pleasure,
for being
Hijra.
on this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
And next week, I'm inshallah going to be back with another episode with another really fun guest. Thank you, and that's a wrap.
Bye.